Hi, this is Uniquely Cindy here. I am out in Gardner Community outside of Wilson. And if you'll look back over here behind this parking lot I'm standing in, you will see horses. You just never know what we're going to find on Unique Adventures. You can see them back over in there. And there's a they're all pretty, but there's a beautiful brown and white one standing over here. There he is. Gorgeous. And then right here beside us is a lovely country church. It's Bethel Presbyterian. We're going to go over there in a few minutes and take a picture of the front door because I thought it was pretty with its Easter lilies. But why I'm here today is because of this unique graveyard. This is the Gardner family graveyard here in Gardner Community. And I saw it the other day as I was on my way to Greenville for something with my husband, and I said, I've got to come back. So this was the first day I was able to come back. It is surrounded by a cinder block fence, as you can see right here in front of you. The inside of it is completely cemented in, which I thought that within itself, we've seen graves where there'd be two or three together and it'd be one solid cement slab, but this whole plot is cemented in. Also, this is, as I said, the Gardner family, and you can see all these tomb vault style graves. I did some research on these graves, and these fall into the category of the tent graves, comb graves, and tomb graves. The grave is actually underground, as a regular grave would be, but then these types of cement toppings were placed on top to protect the individuals that are buried there from predators, grave robbers. Water table levels has some to do with it, also to keep the graves from coming back up. And this was very popular during the Victorian era, and we still see some of it today. This is the John Gardner and his family. You can see right here, John Arthur Gardner and Betty Watson Gardner. Now, excuse me, that was a semi. John and Betty were married in 1911, and they had 5 daughters and 3 sons. John was born in 1894, and he passed away in 1954. And Betty was born in 1890 and passed away in 1954. They passed away just a few months from each other. John passed away in April and Betty passed away in July. And then here we have in front of us here children's graves. And I think this is sad because they're all Gardner children. I have one that I'm not quite sure about. But here we have infant Gardner, and the inscription says, known only to God, born in 1927, died the same day, 1927. Here we have another one that says infant Gardner, born only or known only to God, born in 1926 and passed away in 1926. Here we have John Arthur Gardner, born in 1924 and died in 1925, not quite a year old. And then we have Emma Louise Gardner, born in 1921 and passed away in 1923. And to me, this is so sad. I mean, all these children here were born 23, 24, 26, and 27 within 4 years, 5 years of each other. And it's just sad to think. I just can't even imagine as a mom losing my children like that. Stepping over that wall there, excuse me. Here we have a Ed Turner, and I can't make out any other of the inscriptions on it. And I don't know if Turner was another name. It says son of Mary. This is a Gardner, yes, son of Mary, and I can't make out the gentleman's name. Looks like J.A. and Mary Gardner. So another child's grave. And here we have Sally Mae. Another child's grave. And here we have looks like Maddie. Another child's grave. So here we have a whole row, 4, 5, 6, 7 children. And it's just, children's graves always get to me anyhow, but to see this many side by side. The only time I've ever seen in my grave adventures, the only other time I've seen this is actually one of my family members in Georgia. And there's a family plot there, and there's about 8 children's graves side by side, and they all died in the 1918 Spanish influenza. So it's sad. I thank God for modern medicines. Here we have George Gardner, who was born in 1866 and passed away in 1921, and Nanny E. Gardner, born in 1870. There is not a date of death on here, but there is a tomb, so I don't know if it just was never inscribed. There is a metal placard at the foot of this grave, but it has faded out. The adult graves, of course, are these bigger ones that we see back here in the back. And as I said, the bodies were interned in the ground, and then the cement protectant was laid over them. And these were just very unique in the fact that they have the headstones and the footstones. And the tombstones were placed on the outside of them, honoring each family, or each family member. And then all the little children's graves. So here is some history on the Gardner family in this unique little graveyard. If you know anything that you can add to it, please let me know. The 2 babies on the end, I am going to make the assumption that they were stillborn, since their date of death and their date of birth is the same day, same year. But it is a unique cemetery to visit. Thank you, Gardner family, for letting me visit. May you continue to rest in peace. Here is the Bethel Presbyterian Church I was telling you about. I love white houses and I love white churches. The color on the outside, it just is country looking to me, and I love the aesthetics of it. If you'll look, I found something that I had to chuckle at when I drove into their parking lot. They have some reserved parking, I'm assuming for visitors or maybe the handicapped. They're not marked handicapped, but that's the assumption I'm going to make. But right here, this first parking spot says preacher. Preacher parking only. You park, you preach. I thought that was so funny. So if you come and visit Bethel and you park here, be prepared to be asked to be the guest speaker. I thought that was unique. I'm going to walk up here. I want to show you their front door. We got some birds over here, and apparently they got a nest up there because they just flew out. Let's take a gander over there real fast, see if we can see a bird nest. Yes, right there in the corner. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it because of the sun. Let me see if I can get inside a little bit of the steps under the awning. I love birds. It is up there in the corner, and that mama bird is flying toward me, so she thinks I'm going to mess with her nest. So there you go. And I'm going to move so I don't get pecked on the head. As should be, they are very protected of their nest, and I'm not about to mess with no mama bird's nest. It's a beautiful spring day today. Here we are at the front of the church building. There's the sign. Even the sign looks colonial. I just love it. And here's the front of the church. I'll zoom out so you can see the steeple and the beautiful windows and the beautiful wreaths, Easter lily wreaths on the front door. So thank you for joining me for this unique adventure. I am off to see what else we can discover. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow me, make a comment, say hello so that we know that you're there and that you're enjoying these unique travels. And you have a great and wonderful day, and see you on our next Uniquely Cindy adventure.